Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into what I like to call the financial engine of the energy industry, the midstream sector. And trust me, this is about a whole lot more than just pipes and pumps. We're talking about a series of high-stakes decisions that can literally make or break your bottom line.
You see, the midstream sector is that absolutely critical link in the oil and gas value chain. It connects the raw extraction all the way to the end consumer. It gets overlooked a lot, but this is the battlefield where operational efficiency becomes either a massive profit center or a very costly liability. So here's our game plan for this breakdown. We're going to follow the value chain step by step. We'll look at the logistics puzzle of transport, the financial plays you can make with storage, how you add value through refining, and wrap it all up with the crucial role of compliance. All right, Section 1, the midstream value chain. Let's really get into what makes this link so incredibly critical to the entire operation. So what is midstream at its core? Well, it's the whole shebang, the entire infrastructure and logistics network that gets resources from the wellhead to the market. Success here isn't just about keeping things running. No, it's about optimizing this incredibly complex system where every single decision, every component has a direct impact on profitability. Moving on to Section 2, the logistics and transport challenge. Now, getting your product from point A to point B sounds simple, right? But it's actually this complex calculation of cost, speed, and market access that can define your entire operational strategy. So you've got to ask yourself, what's the right move? Are we talking pipelines, rail, or sea? Because each one of these isn't just a different way to move things, it represents a completely different strategic and financial commitment. And here's the decision matrix. Look at pipelines. They require massive upfront capital, but once they're built, they give you the lowest operating costs and the best safety record. On the flip side, rail and maritime offer incredible flexibility to pivot to different markets, but you're going to pay for it with higher day-to-day expenses and more risk. The choice really boils down to this. Are you playing the long game of efficiency, or do you need that short-term agility? Okay, Section 3, the strategy of storage. I want you to forget thinking about storage as just simple warehousing. In midstream, storage is a powerful financial weapon you can use to manage market volatility and absolutely maximize your price. You've basically got two core strategies here. On one hand, you have short-term storage. That's an operational necessity. It's just about balancing the daily ebb and flow of supply and demand. But then there's long-term storage. Now that is a financial instrument. That's how you play the market, holding your product when prices are down and then selling when they spike. But executing a storage strategy is a serious balancing act. Of course, the goal is price optimization, but you have to weigh that potential reward against some very real costs, like the expense of just holding all that inventory, not to mention the risk that the product itself could degrade over time. Every single decision is a new calculation of potential upside versus very tangible costs. Let's move to Section 4, refining for value. So we've transported the product, we've stored it, now it needs to be transformed from a raw resource into something people will actually buy. This processing stage is where a huge amount of value is created. Honestly, you should think of a processing plant as a value creation machine. It takes a raw, often impure resource and tweaks it, conditions it until it meets these incredibly precise commercial specs. Without this step, the product can't meet the quality standards to even be transported or sold. It's basically worthless. For something like natural gas, this value-add process happens in very clear stages. You separate out the different components, you dehydrate it to get the water out, you sweeten it by removing corrosive sour gases, and then you recover valuable byproducts like natural gas liquids. Every single step is designed to do one of two things, either remove a costly impurity or pull out a valuable commodity. Both directly boost the final selling price. All right, last section. Number 5, the final mile in compliance. This last stage is all about distribution, sure, but it's even more about mitigating risk. This isn't just about finishing the journey. It's about protecting your license to operate, both safely and legally. This quote from our source material is so important. In the midstream world, compliance isn't just some cost of doing business. It is the business. It is the absolute, non-negotiable foundation of your entire operation. And compliance isn't just one thing. It touches everything. We're talking technical permits, environmental limits, the integrity of your assets, and even cybersecurity. This isn't just bureaucratic box ticking. This is proactive risk management designed to make sure you have long-term, sustainable profitability. So, this brings us to the final, big question. We've seen how transport, storage, refining, and compliance are all strategic levers you can pull. So, you have to ask yourself, are you treating your midstream operations like a simple cost center, or are you leveraging them as a source of true, powerful competitive advantage? The answer to that question is what will define your position in the market.